Do you wish you could stop trying to control your child that's struggling with addiction? Well, that's what my podcast episode is about this week. I'm Heather Ross with Heather Ross Coaching, and I'm also the host of the Living with Addiction podcast. And this week, I talk about trying to control your child that's struggling with addiction because I spent so much time trying to control my daughter when her addiction first started. I mean, really, it was the only thing that I knew to try and help her and try to get her to make changes in her life. But the problem is that I ended up losing myself in that process. And I see a lot of the parents that I work with struggling with that as well. And so in this week's podcast episode, I talk about, why we try to control our kids, why controlling them is so damaging to us and to them and to our relationship with them. And third, what you can do instead. I also talk a little bit about this book called The Big Leap. And as you can see, I love this book. Actually, my dog ate it. But I still love the book, and I go back and read through different parts of it. And the other day, I was actually looking for something about time. And this book really isn't even about addiction. It's about working through our limiting beliefs and upper limits. But there's this one beautiful passage where he talks about parents dealing with their child's addiction. And I knew as soon as I read that passage that it hit me in my heart, because I knew that it was true. And it was so true to me because that was the big change that I made. That was when I started really seeing differences in my relationship with my daughter and my peace of mind and happiness that I felt every day. And it really just gave me a way to really start feeling confident in myself again too. And so it really also explained the main difference that I see in parents who are really still just resisting the addiction and really having a struggle with their kids, and the parents who have just kind of that calm approach to their kids' addiction. They're feeling some confidence, they're able to work with it. So I included that in my podcast this week too, because it really kind of goes together with why we try to control. And so go to heatherrosscoaching.com and click on podcast, or use one of the links that I will include with this video to listen and find out more about control.